My first book was entitled Analyzing the Black Box, Bullying and Depression Amongst African American Youth. And it was sparked by me wanting to know why I made the decisions that I made and did the things that I did or didn't do as an adult. And it linked back to my growing up and some of the traumas that I faced. I grew up in one of the poorest areas of one of the poorest states in the country. I dealt with racism, I dealt with bullying, violence. I saw family members and friends imprisoned or die. I dealt with things like molestation, as a kid. The book was a therapeutic in that it enabled me to answer some of those questions that I had as an adult. Yeah, like I said, it was extremely therapeutic to me, or for me, and I was able to answer those questions that I did have, which actually sparked, the book. Why I did the things that I did, or said the things that I said, or feel the way that I felt in certain situations that stemmed from those traumatic events that happened as a kid. So, the book definitely helped me deal with some of those things and those problem areas that where I needed to grow, as a man. And I attribute it to being able to release that, get it out, and then actually have conversations around it. Yeah, the topic of my next book is Mastering Masculinity, a young man's guide to navigating manhood. And it kind of picks up, so to speak, of where the last one left off, in that, I went through a number of things to get to where I was as a man. And then, as you become a man and you grow into it, what are some things that you need to be a better man, or to be a man in general. And so that was number one. Secondly, I wanted to dispel the narrative that you see on social media, where a lot of individuals talk about toxic masculinity, and I wanted to kind of reveal to young men, to men, that masculinity is not toxic. So what is masculinity? And I take you on a journey from the medieval times up to modern day, and how it's changed over the years, and why it's changed, and how we as men need to be able to adapt to some of those changing elements and traits that make a masculine man. I think I do a fairly decent job. I'll let the reader judge for themselves, but I think I do a fairly decent job of kind of illustrating that and bringing that to light. There are several things in the book that I think are will help young men and men alike. So I would encourage everyone to read it, both men and women. I think it's a very good read for women as well. But yeah, so Mastering Masculinity, young man's guide to navigating manhood. Finding your purpose is that thing that's going to drive you, every day to do what you do, to get up in the morning. What is your purpose? And I think that every person, especially every man, needs to understand what their purpose is. And for me, I truly believe that my purpose is being able to equip individuals, men, women, and especially kids, with the spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical, of course, tools and skills to navigate pretty much any challenge that life is going to throw at you, so that you'll be able to navigate those obstacles successfully. There's a chapter where I talk about Dare to be a Man, D-A-R-E. It's an acronym for discipline, accountability, responsibility, and evolving. I'm prior service, so former military. We always talked about adapting, improvising, and overcoming. So evolving, constant evolution is very important in a man's life. Masculinity from medieval times to modern times, it changes. So how do we as men, navigate those different expectations and things that come along with being, what may be considered masculine may evolve and change, 10 years later. How do you navigate that? How do you maintain that, and again, I do want my readers to understand, what true masculinity is, because true masculinity protects. It doesn't harm, it doesn't hurt. So again, that notion of toxic masculinity, in my opinion, does not exist, because masculinity is a protector of all things. So I kind of go over that in the book as well. So Master Masculinity, a young man's journey to navigating manhood. Again, for men and women, I will encourage everyone who can to go out and read it. What's next for Coach Mitch? I love seeing the transformation in my students. Every single day. It gives me joy, again, because I know what my purpose is. So when I'm living in my purpose and I see the fruits of that, it really gives me that joy inside. Right now we've kind of moved everything up underneath of one umbrella. So I run the USA Self-Defense Institute, and underneath of that we have Power Academy, which is our program for men, women, and kids, where we teach them the martial art of Muay Thai, or Muay Thai kickboxing. We have our Badass Women program, BAD as Women, so that's Beauties Against Domestic Assault. So our Badass Women program, where we teach women the skills needed to that may one day save their life with regards to self-defense in certain situations. We have our Men of Power program, POWER, which means protectors of women and everything righteous. So we teach men in our workshops how to, the skills necessary to defend themselves and their families in certain situations. So that's another program that's underneath of that umbrella. We definitely have our Bullyproof Parenting program, which is a big one. That is an online program and an app, where if you're a parent and you don't have the resources or the time to dedicate your child to a full-fledged martial arts program, we actually teach you online how to teach your child the skills necessary to overcome bullying, to give them that confidence to overcome bullies and things like that. And then lastly, we have our Ohio Kickboxing Promotions, and what that is a tournament that we hold every quarter, where competitors from all over the country come in, and we have a rule of there are no knockouts allowed. So our mantra is brains over brawn, meaning think before you act. It's all about competitors having self-control, self-regulation, being able to manage their emotions, because there's nothing like being underneath of those lights, your name being called, you're going out there, you're getting punched, in the face, or kicked or whatever, and not responding in anger, responding with skill and technique. So thinking before you're acting, and that translates into life lessons as well, because I always talk about that with my students, especially my younger students, with regards to managing their emotions and being able to think instead of just reacting, because 9 times out of 10 that's going to get you into trouble. So we hold a tournament where we kind of showcase that. So again, when you ask what's next, I think those 5 things underneath of that one umbrella, and keep pushing. So USA Self-Defense Institute houses Power Academy, Badass Women, Men of Power, Bullyproof Parenting, and Ohio Kickboxing Promotions. So I'm gonna just keep doing that, just keep watching my students grow mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, keep living in my purpose, and and who knows what the future holds. But I'm living my purpose and enjoying every minute of it.